Hey everyone, I'm back at the Hoarder's Locker, and I'm using my YouTube voice. No, I'm just kidding, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I am back at this Hoarder Locker. This is the third time being back. This one has turned into a lot of work. There have been some good finds. Not the smaller finds I was hoping for, like to sell and whatnot and so forth, but still, some interesting stuff, but a lot of trash. Let me show you where I'm at. All right, I've kind of dug my way into here, guys. Yeah, still quite a bit left. A lot of loose stuff, unfortunately. I mean, look at back here. You can just see the amount of just rakes and yard tools back here, just stuffed in here. And a lot of this is like really loose and just yard stuff. You know, larger yard stuff. There's some yard art, and unfortunately, what I'm finding in here is a lot of stuff like this, bricks. Back here, there's some more rocks, if you can see in there. But then again, there's still some treasure in here and so forth. But again, as you can see, I have a lot left to do. I got to get this thing emptied out before my month rent is up. So I'm going to get started. So I will not be unboxing here. I really just don't have the time today to unbox. And like I said, a lot of it's not boxes anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'll kick up a time lapse. But I'm just going to start digging in and trying to get as much on my trailer as I can. Because I know there's going to be at least one more trip, but hopefully that's it. That's what I want to do, is one more trip. That's my goal. So I'm going to be packing up as much as I can right now. Alright guys, I am still deep into this. This has turned into one chaotic mess, but I want to show you something, and you guys can tell me if I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to show you anyway. I don't know if I should put this on YouTube, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So this lady has held on to like a bunch of old just sticks. They're literally just sticks. So what I've been doing, being that, see if I can get all these with one pickup. Oh. Being that I'm in the middle of nowhere and near the woods, and honestly, I don't see any cameras around. I'm taking these nice little sticks out to the woods. All right, we are in the woods, and we're going to return these lovely sticks to their home. Farewell, my log. And here's some sticks for you, and a little stick for you. All right. Okay, so tell me what you guys think. Was that wrong, right? I don't know. Honestly, it's wood. It's going to compost. But why do you hold on to this stuff? I don't know. So it's not going home in my trailer though, that's for sure. So it has been a few days. The last time I was here, it turned into one heck of a day. I shot some time lapse, but by the time I was getting done, it was getting dark. My camera battery had died. So pretty much I just loaded up as much as I could, got back up the country. But to add insult to injury, as I was driving back, I got caught in a pretty big rainstorm, so a lot of the stuff got wet on the way back. So yeah, this has been a pretty hectic locker, but overall I still think we're okay on this one, but it has been a lot of work. And I'm back today literally pretty much doing a trash run. Let me show you just how crazy this one has gotten. So here's what's left, and you know what? 98% of this is trash. I think in that bin right there, I have some stuff that I need to go through and see what's worth keeping. The rest of this back here, literally I started throwing in this corner because it was garbage. It's what it is. And back here on this back wall is like all these boxes that are stacked up. That's all paper, literally paper, newspaper. She printed a bunch of stuff on the internet and stored it. I really thought it was going to get better towards the back of this locker, but it didn't. It just kept getting worse. So yeah, I have a lot of garbage in here. That is not even the worst of it. So I mentioned that I saw rocks, and I was hoping there wasn't a lot of rocks. Well, guess what? There were a lot of rocks. Let me show you. So all of these buckets here are filled with rocks. Most of them are full to the top too, pretty much, or pretty full. Like large rocks they've painted on. I've even seen some of these rocks. She's written the dates of where she picked them up and found them and so forth. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do with these rocks is I'm gonna do the same thing as I did with the sticks. I'm going to set them free. They belong in nature, right? That's where they belong. There's actually quite a nice little rock drainage system along this whole facility. So I might just sporadically add some rocks along the way. And like I said, there's no cameras here, so hopefully no one catches me. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. But honestly, I don't want to take all this home. I think there's probably at least 500, if not more, pounds of rocks that I got to get rid of right now. So I'm gonna go do that and then get back to cleaning this locker. So as you can see, there's just like this nice little rock wall here to keep this. It's used to hopefully keep the drainage and stuff, keep the water out, but it's also a good place to dump a bunch of rocks you don't want to keep. Go to your home, be with your friends, my little rocks. So yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about doing this. It's not something I would usually do, but being that they're just rocks and this is drainage, I'm not feeling too bad about it. But I'm telling you what though, I feel like somebody's watching me right now. Hold on one sec. Oh my goodness. Someone is watching me. I wonder who put that there. That is hilarious. I'm leaving it there. Okay guys, so it didn't happen. I had to take 5 trips, not 4 trips, 5 trips on this Hoarder's locker. But as you can see behind me, it is empty. Except for I think there is some, a little bit of personal stuff there. But yeah, this one's been crazy. A lot of work, a lot of trash, the rocks, the sticks. And the craziest part is I actually ran into this other guy. He got 2 units for free, a 10 by 30 and a 10 by 20. And he had the same situation. I mean, rocks, sticks, trash. But he did find some good stuff too. He found some antiques and some older stuff, kind of like I did. You know, some of this yard art and stuff, I think I'm going to actually do pretty well on. So, but it's just been a lot of work. And I think the saddest part is just the amount of money this person spent to store this stuff. He told me the 10 by 30 was about a little over $300 a month. This one here, I know is right about $200. So with all her units, she was paying right about $900 to store this. And like I said, most of it was trash. It really was. And the saddest part is I think this has been here about 3 years. So this lady probably spent well over $30,000 to store this. I can see why she probably got behind on the payments and so forth. But yeah, I don't know. I wish I could give advice to people, you know, now that I've been doing this for a little bit. It's just like, you know what, if you don't need it in your house, if you don't look at it for a year, and if you have to start paying to store it, it's probably time to let it go. That would be my advice. But yeah, this one's been tough. I'm not done yet. I've got to go and empty some more boxes and go through stuff. I won't be doing it on camera. It's like finding a needle in a haystack going through this stuff. So what I'll do is I'll do a little review of all kind of the cool stuff I found. After there has been some cool stuff. So all the cool stuff I find, I'll do a quick review at the end of this video. But yeah, I got to get going because I actually want another locker. Paid $20 for it. Not this big, thank goodness. So I got to head up the road, go get that. But yeah, so I'll show you, like I said, I'll show you the good stuff and we'll go from there. So it has been a good 2 weeks, if not longer, since I've emptied that locker out. When time has permitted, I've been going through these boxes slowly, just because there's just so much trash, and among the trash there'd be a decent item, and so you just have to dig through everything in this one. So very time consuming. This lady definitely had a hard time letting things go, just the amount of money she spent, but just, you know, just from what I've seen, and I can show you right now what I mean. In just one of the last bins I had, it was pretty interesting to see what she held on to. Let me show you. So yeah, in one of the very last bins, it really looked like it was just going to be trash and paper and so forth. And what I mean by trash is like this was really literally wrapped in a plastic bag. But then you can see here, she wrote the date that she bought her KFC, 7/30/97. I mean, here's a nail. It says 12/13/97 driveway drop off. And then it's taped to the paper. Here's one, a penny's taped to this Fujifilm box. And then there's a date on the back of that. I mean, I don't know what it means or anything, but so this box was full of that. I mean, my favorite, broken glass from 11/26/1998, and it looks like it was from Thanksgiving dinner. I guess they broke a glass. I don't know, or they got it on Thanksgiving and it got broke and they just kept it in this bag. So, but then, you know, so among all this trash, I would find stuff like this at the very bottom, this little case here, this Ben Russ case with 2 Ben Russ watches in it. And then I think one of them's Orvin. That's an Orvin. But these actually have a little bit of value, even on like, not big value or anything, but, you know, parts as is. They go for pretty decent price on eBay, sold comps. So, but yeah, so that was at the bottom of this bin of just trash that we have here. You know, and items like this. I found a lot of this stuff kind of just loose in different boxes with paper and so forth. So yeah, But let me show you some other cool finds. Not a lot of value here, but it's kind of fun. A bunch of old like magnets, vintage magnets, and so forth. She has a bunch of cow magnets, and then some vintage matchbooks. Some can have value. I think these ones not quite old enough, but still, you know, I'll probably lock these up for a whatnot auction or something, and so forth. But yeah, so kind of fun. Not a lot of value, but just kind of a cool little find, buried among all the trash. So also on this table, you see all this stuff here. I mean, I have bins and bins of stuff like this. These like resin, some of them being cement, yard, and these are the smaller ones, like yard animals and stuff. Maybe I'll head out to the shed and I'll show you, and outside some of the bigger ones. But I have piles of this stuff that she had. Lots of yard art, which isn't a bad thing, but most of it was bigger. So I was hoping to get a lot of like smaller items for whatnot for the big Black Friday sale. Didn't quite pan out, but this has been a kind of a fun ride, and I am finding a lot of stuff like this. This is all Fiesta ware, so yeah, it's Fiesta ware there. It needs to be cleaned, but piles of Fiesta ware. I've got so much of this stuff I can't even show it. It would take too much time to show it. So this was going to pay off in the end, but it just was a lot of work, like I mentioned. So I did mention, I think at the facility, that I thought I saw a box of micro machines, and I did. It was, quite full of micro machines. Some of them actually aren't micro machines. I think this bag here is not, but the brand that's here actually has a little bit of value too. But yeah, there's the Galoob, and then there's another. I think they changed brand names a couple times. Let's see, Funrise. Yeah, I think Funrise was the earlier version of micro machines, and then Galoob took over like later, or the company name changed. I don't know the history of it, but these actually, some of these do have some value, and I have bagged and lotted them up like this just because I had to clean them. So I was mainly there in bags because I was cleaning them and so forth. But yeah, some kind of cool finds. But the better of all these micro machines that I found, these are the cars, but it's actually the airplanes and the tanks. So these actually carry a little more value than the cars. There's a couple cars out there that are rare, but I don't have any of the rare ones, unfortunately. But yeah, in doing the research, I'd say I actually have anywhere from $150 to $200, even more, just in micro machines here. They do, like I said, some of these tank ones have a little bit of value in the airplane ones. So, and a couple of the ones in here definitely have a little more value than others. So yeah, kind of a cool find. Unfortunately, not kept the best, so that's going to deter from how much I get out of them. But still, I'd say anywhere from 150 to 200. All right, here's a few items in the back of my truck that I'm actually getting ready to take to a local auction here, because with no flea markets, I just have nowhere to move this bigger stuff. So I'm going to try a local auction, but I have piles of these like cement lawn art type things. But I did find some cool vintage stuff, like this little cranberry canister here. It's like a full-length canister. That stuff up there is actually, you may recognize, that's a chessboard from a different locker, so don't pay attention to that. But again, a lot of just antiques, a lot of this cement stuff. I mean, you can see here more and more of the cement stuff. I've just got piles, and this is just, I don't know if this even scratches the surface. I'll show you what I mean. So yeah, I've put some of these items out here in my yard because my kids love them. This is their little fairy garden, they call it. So yeah, some of these are resin, some are cement, but yeah, just piles of this stuff. And like I said, again, I don't even think this scratches the surface. Yeah, my shed is a disaster right now because of this locker. All these bins, you can't really see them because I don't have good light out here right now. It's a little dark, are full of either vintage furniture stuff, outdoor furniture, stuff like this, outdoor, statues, outdoor tchotchkes, just totes and totes of it. 1, 2, all that stacked to the ceiling. And then there's more over here. Let me show you. Yeah, see, I just have totes of this kind of stuff. I forgot about these ones even. I think these ones are resin and probably like a home goods type thing. But again, you know what? They're cool. Easy to move at a flea market, or hopefully this auction that I'm going to be doing here shortly. And then I have piles of this stuff, like little yard gates and fences. Here's a cast iron one. That's a pretty cool cast iron piece right there. Wish I had 2 of those, make it a pair. And then, yeah, I think this is supposed to be like a gate too, or a fence. That little smiley face looks familiar. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, okay. Up here, yeah, see, it goes with that. That's like a staff that goes in the ground. Yeah, just piles of this stuff. So yes, I have a lot of big stuff that I need to move, and flea market season and yard sale season is over here in Vermont. So I've been looking for some other avenues to sell this stuff. Yes, I can use Facebook Marketplace, but not a big fan of putting things on Facebook Marketplace. And most of you probably know what it's like to try to sell there. So I have reached out to a local auction house here, a neat little place down the road from me. And they're very open to, they've seen the stuff that I have. And so I'm going to go that route. Yes, they're going to get their cut. I could probably sell it for more on Facebook Marketplace, but I have so much of it. I think in the end, it will pay off. So let's look at the numbers actually on this one. Roughly, let's see, I'm going to have to add it up. I paid $77 up front, and then it was another $97 to rent it for a month, which I needed that month. It took a lot of time to get it out, and with my schedule, it just gave me a little more leeway to get it emptied out. And then if you do fuel, it would be about $125 because it took me 5 trips to get down there. And then right now I'm at $150 on dump fees, and I'm going to add another $50 because I know there's more stuff that I got to take. So $200 in dump fees. Let's put a total up here. Whoop. Okay, so there's your total. And then estimates of how much I think I have right now. I'm just going to throw out some numbers. Let's say, okay, all the cement yard art, all the bigger yard art items. I'd say, honestly, I have at least $1,000 there, maybe a little more. But let's be conservative and say $1,000. Some of the vintage toys and other vintage things I have, some of the furniture, I'd say I have another $400 there. Okay, so what, that $1,400? We're at $1,400 there. And then what else do I have? Oh, piles and piles of tchotchkes. I'd say another $200 there. And then I actually do have, some new stuff. I mean, I've shown it on camera. I found some brand new IKEA furniture stuff in boxes. There was that pressure washer. Let's do conservative, another $200. So I think that's what, $1,600, right? Yeah, okay, so there's the total. Not great. Yes, I made money on the locker, but the time it has taken me to go through this stuff, to try to move this stuff, and I'm not done. It's going to take even more time. I would hate to see my hourly wage on this one, I think. So yeah, that's the one thing you can never get back when you're doing this is your time. And I've had to dump a lot of time into this one, and again, I still have more time that I'm going to have to dump into this one, and it has taken up my shed space. It's like I can't work on my shed. This still needs repairing, here and there. So this one, I would say it's a dud just because of the time, but it's going to pay off financially, in the long run. It's going to make me a profit, so I'm not going to complain about that.